guys, how are y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the if you liked this book then you'll like this book tag. Is it a tag or is it just a video? I don't even know. So I have a couple of books that I've paired up with each other that I think if you've read one of them then you might like the other one. Not making any guarantees, but it's just a recommendations video. So I tried my best to find books that I felt like matched well. Some, like, they are pretty hyped up books for some of them, so I don't know if they're like really obvious. They probably are, so I'm sorry if this video is useless. And I basically decided upon what books I would recommend to based on the other one, based off of like something that happens in the plot or if the summary is somewhat similar. So let's just get into the video. So the first ones I'm going to be comparing I feel like are pretty obvious, and it's If You Liked Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins, then you might like Again But Better by Christine Riccio. This book follows our main character Anna, and she ends up having to study abroad in her senior year of high school in Paris, and she ends up meeting this boy named Etienne St. Clair and developing a crush on him. But not only does her best friend also have a crush on him, but he also has a girlfriend, so she kind of has to deal with that. This book we follow our main character Shane as she decides to study abroad in London because she realizes that she's been doing college all wrong. She ends up meeting this boy named Pilot, and she ends up developing a crush on him, and turns out he has a girlfriend. From the synopsis of these books you can probably already guess why I decided to recommend them if you liked one or the other. They both have a study abroad, they both have this like forbidden kind of like love where you like this guy but he's already involved with somebody else, and I think these books kind of handle them in similar but different ways. I think that they both have like a slow burn romance which is really enjoyable to read about, and also this is an old school YA book. I don't remember when it came out, but everyone was obsessed with it back in like 2013, 2014, and this one is a newer release of this year, but it feels like a classic old YA book, but there's a twist in it. So I feel like if you like the study abroad aspect of this book or the romance aspect of this book, then I think you'll also quite enjoy Again But Better. If you liked Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, then I think you might enjoy Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. So this book is all about our main character Kath, and she is about to start her freshman year of college, and she's kind of dealing with a lot of anxiety about going to college and being separated from her sister, who is trying to find her own way and pave her own path apart from her sister. And it's just this really beautiful book about anxiety and coming to terms with that and trying to get out there a bit more. And then we have this book that we follow our main character Audrey, and she has some pretty severe social anxiety where she has to wear these sunglasses at all times because of her anxiety, and she's also trying to come to terms and trying to get over her anxiety a little bit and to confront it. They both feature really adorable romances with guys who are really supportive of their anxiety, which obviously is a huge plus for me in my books. And then another connection that I made between the two is Kath in Fangirl writes fanfiction about this like Harry Potter type story, and she writes about the main character and his enemy and kind of makes them fall in love in her fan fiction. And then in Finding Audrey, I know that there are like some parts that are done in like screenplay format, and I think it's her therapist that makes her do that, but I can't remember if she writes the screenplays because she likes it or if she was just told to do that, or if she's like making like a documentary, but she writes screenplays in this book, so I feel like that's a good connection between the two. So looking for another book with good anxiety rep, then I definitely recommend that you pick up Finding Audrey if you enjoyed Fangirl. Next up, another Rainbow Rowell book. If you enjoyed Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, then I think you might enjoy The Iron Trial by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. So these are both books that take place in a English boarding school. They're both kind of Harry Potter-esque, so if you're looking for another book that is Harry Potter, one of these, whichever one you haven't read. Basically about the worst chosen one to ever be chosen, Simon Snow, and he returns to school for a new school year, and he finds that his enemy, Baz, hasn't even bothered to show up to school, and he's like, can't get it out of his head, is so aggravated by it, and everyone's like, why are you so obsessed with him? And it's just like this really cute, adorable LGBTQ romance, male, we love it. And then we have The Iron Trial, which is basically about our main character who has been told his whole life by his dad that he does not want to attend this magic school called the Magisterium, but he has to go take this Iron Trial to see if he can even get into the school, so he tries to fail the test, but he ends up failing at failing and he gets into the school. These are both just really fun magical stories that I really enjoyed. This one is a middle grade, this one is a YA. I think if you liked the magic in this book and the like just fun parts of this book, then I think you would also enjoy this book. If you liked that this one was kind of similar to Harry Potter, then again I think you might enjoy this one. They're both obviously different from Harry Potter, but they do share some similarities with the magic and the boarding school and the chosen one and things like that. And lastly, if you enjoyed To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, then I think you might enjoy The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. So this one obviously follows our main character Lara Jean, and she writes these love letters to the boys that she has crushes on, and then she stores them away in a hat box, never to be sent out. But of course, one day the letters do get mailed out to these boys, and she kind of has to deal with the repercussions of these letters and talking to these boys, and she ends up fake dating one of the boys she sent a letter out to try to hide the fact that she likes one of the other guys who got a letter. And then in this book we follow our main character Gia, who has been dumped in the parking lot of her prom. So she hastily finds this boy in the parking lot, asks him to be her pretend boyfriend, because her friends have been thinking that she's made up her boyfriend this entire time, so she's like, I can't walk into prom without a boyfriend. So she takes this guy into the prom and he acts as her boyfriend. So obviously both of these stories feature a fake dating trope, which I highly enjoy. They're also just really fun, fluffy, easygoing contemporaries that are really easy to fly through. They're just really fun reads, and they also feature really cute relationships that I fangirl over constantly. So if you really enjoyed the fake dating trope in To All the Boys, then I think you'd also enjoy it in The Fill-In Boyfriend. It's just so satisfying to see two people pretend to be in love and then actually fall in love. It's just so satisfying. So I definitely recommend, if you like To All the Boys, to read The Fill-In Boyfriend. That was the if you liked this, then you'll like this tag video thing. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you got some recommendations out of it. Give it a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you have not yet already, and I'll see you guys next time.